Should you upgrade your phone for a better camera, or should you purchase like a dedicated full frame mirrorless camera? That's gonna be the question on today's video. Let's just dive into it. So I have been shooting professionally, doing photography for over 3 years now. I've also been doing mobile photography for like the better part of the last decade, actually a little bit longer than the last decade. So I've had some experience with both of these types of devices. This is the Canon EOS R. I have the R5 right here. I've used the R3, the R6, a few other of the Canon R implements, and then previous DSLRs before that. And several of my friends are also Sony shooters, so this doesn't necessarily apply directly to Canon. It's also not directly like an iPhone video per se. I have Android phones. I love my Pixel devices as well. But whatever device you're looking at, this is more broadly talking about like, should you buy a dedicated camera system or should you upgrade your phone? This is my perspective on that. This is my take on it. So this is what I have for you. I have 5 pros for like the phone option, 5 pros for the dedicated camera option. I'll just run through them, and then I would love it if you leave a comment down below about what you're leaning towards, maybe even before the video, after the video, like what's most important to you in a camera from these 10 ideas, right? So first up, talking about your phone. Now, if you're using like an older phone, you're thinking, hey, I would love to upgrade my phone primarily for a better camera system. There's a few things that are like really important about that. The first being that this is like always with you. You're always gonna have your phone with you. So if you're out and about, you don't like carrying a bag around, you want something that's just gonna take better photos, yeah, go ahead and upgrade your mobile phone. The second thing to really get excited about when it comes to these versus like a dedicated camera system like the R, R5, you know what I'm talking about. Mirrorless cameras, full frame cameras, even crop sensor cameras, things that are not phones with cameras, is that these phones have built-in battery and built-in storage. Now that is a trade-off, right? But one of the benefits of that is you're not going out to buy extra batteries, you don't have to buy extra SD cards, like it's all taken care of here. Both with Android and iOS, you have these storage solutions where you can also like pay for like iCloud or Google Cloud storage and have all those photos sync with the cloud, so they're always backed up. You don't have to worry about losing anything. That's actually a really nice feature going with a newer phone. The third thing about phones is it's way easier to edit on the go. If you have a big mirrorless camera that you're taking photos on, you have to dump those photos somewhere before you can edit them, process them, and upload. Whereas something like this, like I'm constantly using Lightroom Mobile on the go when I take photos with my phone. So I can edit and upload like in real time, right? I take an awesome photo, I'm like, yep, I wanna share that right now. I can do that with this. Now on the video front with these types of devices, I think a really underrated feature that a lot of people don't talk about is if you're going to record video, having your phone is great because it has multiple microphones and software to sort of process that audio live. Meaning that if you're trying to record video, you don't have to buy like an external like microphone and like all these other editing, processing things. Like your phone is already gonna do a lot more work than like a dedicated camera that has like just one built-in mic, or maybe you attach a mic to the top. Then you're paying for more accessories. Like this can do it all without all of those things. And that leads me to my final point, which is it's way more affordable to get accessories for a mobile phone versus a big camera, a mirrorless camera, because it's a phone, right? Like people sell grips and extra batteries if you want to go that way. You can buy external lenses for these devices. You can buy filters if you want to get different looks, different vibes. All of that stuff costs way less than buying accessories for a big mirrorless camera. Okay, so those are the pros. Those are sort of like the 5 big ideas, right? It's like you're gonna have this with you. It's the most portable camera you can probably have, right? Built-in battery, built-in storage. It's way easier to edit on the go with this thing. The audio is amazing comparatively to like some other cameras, like if you're not using a phone, and you have way more affordable accessories. So putting the phone aside, talking about buying a big digital mirrorless camera, something like the Canon EOS R series or the Sony A series lines. These cameras produce way better color than something like a phone. That's like when people say like, oh, why does that look different? One of the main reasons why it looks a lot different is because these devices have 14-bit color, like a lot of them have like at least 14-bit color, and most phones are still only shooting at like a 10-bit color depth. Now that sounds like, oh, okay, it's like, so it's only 4 more bits. It's like, no, 4 bits per pixel, which means the difference of your 10-bit camera only shooting about 1,000 colors per pixel versus this can shoot 16,000. Every bit is worth an extra exponential point on the color gamut thing. All you need to know basically is it's like 16 times more color that you're getting out of something like a dedicated camera, a more newer dedicated camera if you're getting something that has at least 14-bit color. So the second thing with a big camera, like a big mirrorless camera, is that these have way bigger storage options and faster storage. So like you can just buy a cheap SD card that goes right in here. You can buy several of them, fill them all up to your heart's content. That way you're not filling up your phone storage, and it's way faster. You plug this into an SD card slot on your computer, that's gonna go way quicker than say like airdropping photos to your computer or trying to transfer them over like a USB cable. Like doing this is like so much faster. It's so much better to have more storage options and faster transfer of storage. The third thing to think about when getting a big camera like this, especially if you want to do something like YouTube or you want to be recording longer video, is you can record video on a lot of these newer cameras like the Canon EOS like R6 Mark II, the R3, some of the Sony cameras now offer this, where you just have like unlimited recording. It's not going to overheat. You can plug that thing into power. It'll just keep going and going and going and going and going. And I do find that like these cameras like don't overheat or don't heat up like using a phone. Like if you record like 4K video for more than 5 minutes on a phone, like it gets really hot, like to the point where you don't even want to hold it or touch it, and you're gonna drain your battery life on this super quick. Whereas something like this, I'm not worried about that. I'll record for half an hour on something like this and just not even think about it, right? Really nice to have that option. And because you are gonna be using a dedicated device like a full frame camera, like having a battery door, right? Being able to just pump in several batteries. I think I have like 5 of these like, you know, Canon batteries that I can plop into this camera, or all of my cameras for that matter. And that means that like I can record for probably an entire day without having to like worry about it. I don't have to think about like plugging in my phone and then, oh, I need my phone to get directions to go do the next thing that I'm trying to do. It's like, nope, it's all dedicated right here on this device. And that brings me to my final point, which is that having a dedicated device for taking photos, for taking video is really nice, right? Like there's no push notifications here, no social media, no distractions. I can just focus on creating. When this device hits my hands, I'm not thinking about anything else. I'm not thinking about, oh, I need to send a text message or I need to update that calendar invite. This device is for creating things. And I really do like that. That may be a reason in itself to buy a dedicated camera in 2023 or at any time at this point, because it's nice to have something that's not your phone, that's gonna allow you to create, not distract you, not keep you from that creation process, and overall just like help the whole creation process be a meditation in itself. That's the way I think about it, at least. So I would love to hear your thoughts. Please leave it down in the comments below. What is the most important thing to you in a camera? Are you gonna go with a phone and upgrade your phone camera system? Or are you planning on going over to the mirrorless full frame camera world? Maybe you're already in this world and you were thinking like, oh, should I just go back to my phone, upgrade my phone full time? Should I get a new mirrorless camera, upgrading maybe from like a DSLR or something? Leave it all down in the comments below. I love hearing your thoughts. If you have any other additional questions, also leave them down there as well. With that, I just wanna say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to this channel. I am honored and so stoked that you are here. Be kind both in life and in the comments below, and like this video to send good vibes across the internet. And we'll do it again soon. Later. Wow.